The WWE Universe has been shaken to its very core after Jacob Fatu delivered the most vicious and unrelenting retaliation imaginable following the savage and calculated assault on Roman Reigns and Jey Uso by Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed. This wasn't just a message, it was a war cry, a blood-soaked declaration that the era of silence and waiting was over. Jacob Fatu didn't simply confront his enemies, he obliterated them, leaving chaos, destruction, and broken bodies in his wake. The WWE landscape, already rattled by Roman's vulnerability and Seth Rollins' power plays, has now been flipped entirely on its head. Fatu's violent emergence wasn't just a response, it was the ignition of a full-blown counter-offensive that may have been months in the making. As the chaos unfolded live, fans were already hitting the merch tables and online stores, grabbing every last piece of Roman Reigns' OTC1 gear, Jey Uso's iconic four-letter shirts, and especially Jacob's now legendary, all gas no brains, tees, which are outselling Seth Rollins' Man in the Bank gear by 3-1. Backstage footage captures a moment that feels more like a horror movie than sports entertainment, as the camera trembles while Jacob Fatu storms through the Raw locker room like a man possessed, his shirt soaked in blood and sweat, his eyes locked with fury. He kicks open a steel production door, catching Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed mid-smirk. But those smirks vanish in an instant as Fatu snarls, "You messed with the wrong family," before launching himself at both men with the unrelenting rage of a cornered wolf. What follows is a savage, bone-crushing beatdown that instantly becomes legend. Cut to earlier in the night, Roman's OTC1 sneakers lie deserted in the center of the ring, a symbolic casualty of Bron's brutal spear. Jey Uso's shredded four-letter shirt hangs limply from the ropes like a battle flag torn in war. The symbolism is crystal clear. Roman's empire was ambushed, and now vengeance is coming fast and without mercy. But this isn't just about payback. It's about identity, territory, and survival. Paul Heyman's new alliance with Rollins, Breakker, and Reed has exposed the bloodline to internal fractures and outside insurgents. The emergence of Solo Sikoa's rebel faction, joined by Tonga Loa, Tanga Tonga, and Jeff Cobb, has opened another front in this increasingly volatile civil war. But Jacob Fatu's solo assault may have just changed everything. As he hoists Bronson Reed high above his head and drives him through a production crate with a thunderous Samoan drop, Breakker tries to intervene but catches a soul-snatching superkick that sends his mouthpiece flying into the crowd. Just as officials swarm to restore order, Fatu grabs a broadcast camera, breathing heavily, and growls into the lens, "This was just the appetizer." Then, boom, the arena plunges into darkness. When the lights flicker back on, Solo Sikoa stands tall at the top of the ramp with his bloodline renegades flanking him, each proudly wearing the "all gas no brains" shirts that have become a symbol of this rising rebellion. The crowd erupts. Solo's voice cuts through the noise, cold and deliberate, "Cousin, we need to talk." Meanwhile, backstage, a monitor flickers as Roman Reigns silently watches the carnage unfold, his face a mask of stoic tension as he slowly grips his OTC1 championship belt. The tension is palpable. Rumors swirl that Roman has been secretly training with none other than Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in preparation for this new era of warfare. Paul Heyman, once seen as the architect of the bloodline, was reportedly caught on security footage burning documents labeled "Bloodline Succession Plan" as the faction continues to spiral into chaos. With Seth Rollins' enforcers being systematically destroyed and Fatu rewriting the rules of engagement, his money-in-the-bank strategy could disintegrate before it even starts. At WWE live events, fans have reportedly gotten into shouting matches over the last few "all gas no brains" shirts, while the WWE merchandising team struggles to keep up with skyrocketing demand. Behind the scenes, sources say that WE's chief operating officer has granted Fatu full creative control over this escalating storyline, trusting him to inject real danger and raw emotion into a product teetering on the edge of unpredictability. Fatu hasn't just fired the first shot, he's redrawn the entire battlefield. As Solo's crew makes strategic moves and Roman inches closer to a fateful return, the question haunting every corner of the WWE Universe now echoes louder than ever: is Jacob Fatu truly acting alone, or is he executing a secret plan in concert with Roman? Or is this a third path, a wild card rising from the ashes of tribal legacy to reclaim a new bloodline from the rubble of the old? With the fallout just beginning, one thing is certain: this war is no longer about titles or factions. It's about identity, legacy, and survival. And the shirts, they're selling faster than WWE can restock. Smash that subscribe button, hit the bell, and drop your thoughts below because the next chapter in this bloodline war is going to rewrite everything you thought you knew about power, loyalty, and vengeance in WWE.